May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're going to talk about the US dollar against the Japanese yen. USDJPY, we're going to do a top down analysis. Let's start with the monthly. All right. Now, on the monthly, what you can see is it's been bullish since January 2021. All right. And I want you to note higher high, higher low. This isn't a higher high. All right. This is the higher high. All right. And then a higher low. All right. Price did not take it pull back below this low. It's structural, in this area here, but this isn't the higher low because it didn't take that high out. All right. So this is what you want to note is that we did take out the high. This is a bullish break of market structure here. And we had the retracement. And is the retracement over? I think this candle says yes, the retracement is over. All right. So that's what we're going with. All right. We are bullish in this market. All right. The US dollar is inherently stronger currently, all right, today than the Japanese yen. Just think about the fundamentals that are in place. The Japanese yen, the Bank of Japan has already increased, cut the interest rate, tighten up. Sorry, tighten up the interest rate as much as they're going to. All right, and if any more tightening, they will have a negative impact on their overall economy. So they're leaving that as it is, and U.S. dollar. Just think of the flight to safety, safe havens, and the current geopolitical scenarios going on in the Middle East, the Ukraine, Russia, and everything. Uh, and then think about the U.S. economy here and the interest rate decisions that were made to cut interest rates and all. I mean, this economy is booming right along, and the U.S. dollar is finding strength at the same time the gold is, but that's a whole different situation. All right, so just think about those things. All right, we are bullish here. All right, and what I want you to note is we are in a um, inside of a bearish fair value gap right now, responding to it. And what do I tell you? I tell you that what's important is this middle line between the inside of the fair value gaps. Price has already probed past the 50% of that. This candle has not closed yet. We still have 4 days for that to happen. All right, but uh, look at the strength. Look at the momentum in that candle. Okay, there's a lot of upward momentum. And what I also want you to note is that we are taking out bearish fair value gaps along the way. All right, that is telling you how much the market is bullish. How bullish the momentum is. What is the order flow? We're going to go into that right now. But sometimes what happens is when price takes out these arrays like this bearish fair value gap, what ends up happening is price will shoot past it and then come back and tap that same area and continue higher. Something to look out for. All right. Something to look out for anyway. If you believe in inversions, all right, the inverted uh, bullish to bearish to bullish fair value gaps and all. All right. If we go to the weekly, I'm not that big of a subscriber to that, but it's something that I look at and make note of, for confluences. Now we're on the weekly here. All right. This is that monthly uh, fair value gap. I'm moving it down. Why? Because I'm making the weekly fair value gap. And you can see on the weekly fair value gap, we've closed above it. We've eliminated this fair value gap. All right. This is a very bullish indicator. All right. Eliminated. All right. Where are we heading? To this thin, very thin bearish fair value gap up here. If I can pull it out, yeah, up here. All right. I think that's exactly where we're headed. Think in terms of external range liquidity above these highs. All right. We reached external range liquidity here. All right. And what you expect is price to pull back into an internal range liquidity. Do you see that internal range liquidity somewhere here that price could pull back to on a higher time frame? All right, what we did was we came down and took out this swing low. All right, you look for you look for uh, this as an external range liquidity. We ran through all the possible bullish fair value gaps here, and I only see this one here. This one here was tapped into, so uh, we took out external. Now we're going internal. We've already ran through weekly and monthly fair value gaps here. And you see how bullish this candle was last week. Look how strong it closed bullishly, and it closed above this bearish fair value gap here. Uh, are we due for a pullback? Very, very possibly. But what I want to see form, the way I want to see it formed, is price will open here, right? Push down, and then take out that high. Using next candle theory. All right, as price has already closed way past the previous high, I'm looking for price to close to a push to the high of this candle. This will be our first target of the week. Uh, uh, this coming week. All right, but will it close past it? That's going to be another matter. We're going to find out, but I believe we may be reaching here before we see a closure past this high. All right, it may come Monday, it may come Tuesday, but it'll come early this week. Why? Because of the NFP coming up. Price tends to uh, do some sideways action and maybe go in the opposite direction that it will eventually go once the news pops out. Okay. Um, if we go to the daily, what I want to show you is this. You can see this is the bearish fair value gap. Price has already closed past it. You can see that close beyond it. So this is gone. All right. We're bullish. This was bullish. This was daily. There was a weekly. It was inside of a weekly. It was in that which was inside of a monthly. We are pushed past that, right? We are quite possibly reaching up to that high, which happens to be a swing high. All right, a fractal high, if you will. And we also created a bullish fair value gap that price has already tapped into and pushed up from. All right, now if you've been watching my videos, you know that when I see price push past uh, uh, the previous candle like it did, it creates a breakaway gap, right? And I like to see breakaway gaps because you know that price is probably less likely to come back to visit those gaps. The problem is this candle here. When price comes back more than 50% of the previous candle body range, the previous total range of the candle, like this one, the fair value gap that is created is more likely to fail. And it comes back to this candle. When I see long, short, long, but they're all bullish candles and they all close above each other, price usually comes back and tests this one. All right. I always look past. I always think this low is in trouble when the next candle doesn't close past that high. All right, and that's exactly what I think is going to happen here. Yes, there's possibility that price does continue higher from here. Yes, there is. All right, but in light of the NFP coming and price moving sideways, I'm looking at price coming down a little bit, tapping into the very thin fair value gap here, and then going higher. Now, you'll understand my bias on US dollar JPY. Let's look at the actual currency itself, the JPY, the yen, which is when you trade it on the spot, it's already automatically traded against the US dollar, weighted against the US dollar. So it's what we're going to look at is US dollar Japanese yen, and that's what this is. US dollar Japanese yen. All right. Uh, what I want to show you is overall. This is a very weak, weak currency. All right, it's just been heading down, and just the opposite of what we were looking at on U.S. dollar, Japanese yen, U.S. dollar JPY. All right, uh, I want to also show you why do I have this target here, and what is this line? All right, you can see it a little clearly on the weekly. All right, we are bearish. All right, and you see how this pullback is similar to this one, which is similar to this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. If you go to the monthly, I'm just trying to show you something real quick. Uh, 1, 2, 3 bullish candles, and then we fall. 1, 2, then we fall. 1, 2, 3. Look at that candle. Look at that candle. We're falling, just like this one over here. All right. Once we get that bearish candle, we're probably going to resume the bearish trend as it was. All right. And I want to show you how I got these targets. This low is because it's part of the trend, and we're probably going to hit that. There's a high probability that we're going to hit it because we hit it here, boom, we hit it here. When we get these pullbacks, we end up taking out these lows. All right, so uh, if we use the trend-based Fibonacci retracement tool, and we go from, let me see, swing high to swing low, back to swing high. You see where my lines are drawn. This is 80% of this move. This is what I'm doing is measuring the move. It's a measured move, and because price tends to move in symmetry. So if we take that line and move it from the top down, we get this line. This is 100% of this move. And I believe we're going to reach that. It's going to take a couple of weeks, but I believe we're going to reach that. This is 80% where you frequently see price reach and then pull back and do something else. But I believe that we're going to reach that within the next week and a half. All right. But we might reach it by Friday. And with NFP coming, I think that we have the catalyst to push price. All right. I don't think the yen is going to get stronger. All right. I do think the US dollar may get stronger. All right. And that would drag price down. So now you got the full picture. All right. US dollar yen, buy it. Let me get rid of this line so you don't get confused by it. Buy it. All right. Buy the US dollar yen. Oh, I went to the wrong. The US dollar Swiss. All right, yeah, buy it. All right, we may see a pullback, and then we're gonna go higher. That is uh, my analysis. That is my outlook. Look for price to pull back a little bit and then move higher. Just be ready for buys. I'm not taking any sells. I'm not taking any sells in this market this week. Got it? If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And make sure you subscribe so you can catch my notifications for all of the updates that I'm going to put in the throughout the week inside these comment sections. In the comment sections, I'm going to update inside the comment section. Just check it. All right, check it. Subscribe, and you'll get a direct notification. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.